Hello, welcome to the Roundhouse podcast with Paul Sulentrop of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. Thank you for listening. Today we are starting our series on Wichita State men's basketball newcomers. Our guests today are Kenyon Giles and Jaret Kindell. Kenyon is a 5'10" senior guard. He transferred to Wichita State from UNC Greensboro. At UNC Greensboro, he was on the All-Southern Conference team. Averaged 15.3 points. He shot 40.2% from three-point range. He is from Chesapeake, Virginia. Jaret Kindell is a 6-foot junior guard. He is from Cincinnati and Barton Community College. He earned honorable mention All-American honors this season after averaging 15.8 points, 5.1 assists for the Cougars. Cougars went 26-9, advanced to the second round of the NJCAA tournament. As a freshman, he averaged 9.7 points for Barton, and they won the national title. So we're talking to a couple point guards here. Dre, start us off. What's the most important thing for a point guard to do on the basketball court?
I would say just making sure everybody in the right spots, everybody on the same page, and just getting everybody involved with the game.
How do you do that in a situation where there are 12 newcomers on this team? What are you doing in the summer to kind of get that good feeling, that chemistry going?
Just really building chemistry on and off the court, talking, just making sure everybody's showing up to the team dinners, making sure we all communicating and everything like that, being on time to practice, just all the little stuff like that for real.
Kenyon, being a point guard, what's that mean to you?
It means just really just being there for everybody and then, bring the most confidence out of everybody. That's what I try to do every time I'm on the court. I'm more of a scoring type of guard, but I make sure, I want my confidence to bleed off of everybody. So, the shots I shoot might be a tough shot. I want everybody in the gym to believe that they can make that shot as well. So when I see Dre, and he got an open three, lock it down. If somebody in his face, but it's a rhythm, knock it down. I want to give everybody the utmost confidence. That's what it means to me. Give everybody the most confidence.
Why is confidence so important for a shooter?
Whew. You hear everything, the law of averages, all that. Confidence got to override all that. Everybody going to say you can't shoot. I shot 30% my first year. And I shot actually my sophomore year and even worse, my freshman, confidence. I put the reps in and I stopped caring. I had games where I shot bad. I had games where I shot really good. It just come with it. My confidence overrides everything.
Here's a question I like to ask every once in a while. Dre, are there shooters' gyms? Are some places better to shoot than others?
For me it is. Maybe somebody like KG, no, because, he a shooter, shoot in any gym. But I feel like it really is a thing for the people who shoot volume.
Where was the best place to shoot the basketball in the Jayhawk Conference?
I would say probably Barton. Barton for sure, yeah.
Okay. We're going to make you an NBA coach, Kenyon. What current NBA player do you draft to start your team?
Give me Shai Gilgeous.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Oklahoma City Thunder, MVP and NBA champion. Good choice. Dre, who's your pick?
Stephen Curry.
Steph Curry, all right. Obviously, Golden State Warriors. Doesn't need an introduction. Jordan or LeBron? Kenyon, who are you taking?
LeBron James.
And why?
He just does it all, and he's on and off the floor. He's like just a role model. So, he does everything, the right way. For all we know, he does everything the right way.
Dre, how about you? Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
And why?
The mentality, mainly. Just attacking, everybody, knowing that he's the best, I feel like that's what I'm trying to do. So
even for people of your age, is Jordan versus LeBron still the locker room discussion, or are there other players that have entered into this?
It's definitely other players that entered, but it's definitely still one of the, biggest conversations for sure.
Hi, this is Rick Muma, president of Wichita State University. Check out the latest episode of the Forward Together podcast. Each episode, I sit down with different guests from Shocker Nation to celebrate the vision and mission of Wichita State University. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Kenyon, favorite movie?
Pretty much the whole Batman trilogy or Dark Knight Rises.
Those are good ones. Solid choice. Dre, how about you?
I like the Dark Knight too, but mine is probably The Warriors, 1970s movie.
Okay, old school, very good. Kenyon, you mentioned this earlier. You had your best three-point shooting season last season. Why did it improve so much?
My coaching staff, when I went to UNCG, they said they know I can shoot. I've always been able to shoot my whole life, but that going into college, it was hard. People, taller guys contesting your shot, and I was shooting the wrong ones. UNCG pretty much told me, like, hey, we're going to give you easier shots and all that. You just got to believe in it. So, my summer was pretty rough shooting-wise. I wasn't really confident. They put hope in me, and I put in a lot of reps. And when the season started, I started catching my rhythm, and then all that confidence came back that I can shoot the ball really at an elite level.
Shooting the wrong ones, okay, that's an interesting thing. What did you learn? What are the best three-point shots for you?
Catch and shoot, or rhythm, just in rhythm shots. When you're in rhythm, let it go. Don't even think about it.
Okay. Dre, you will wear number 3. Tell us the story with wearing number 3 for the Shockers.
And so in 2018, 19, 3 of my family members, 2 of my family members, my best friend passed away that year. So that was when I really started wearing number 3 serious, just one for each of them.
In memory of them. Meaningful story behind that number. Kenyon, music. What do you listen to get prepared for a game?
I usually, I'll say I listen to a lot of Young Boy to get prepared, get me in that mindset. But I usually try to stay calm. So, the simple Gunna, simple like Gunna, Lil Baby, anything simple. I don't want to listen to nothing too over the top. I don't want to be, I try to stay level-headed before games because I know when the competitiveness come out, I get uncontrollable. So I make sure I keep it at a smooth rate.
Okay. Dre, how about you? What are you listening to before a game?
First, I'll start off with a podcast, and then I'll probably listen to Lil Durk and Chief Keef before the game.
Okay. What podcast do you listen to?
Jeff Teague, 520.
Okay. The former Hawks guard, I guess, is what most people would know him play. Wake Forest, I think, and then the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes,
okay. Very good. So you both have been here, roughly 3 weeks now? Played some pickup games, had lots of practices. Give us a name Shocker fans should pay attention to. Who's maybe 1 or 2 guys that have really jumped out at you?
Mike Gray, and I'll be saying his name wrong, kind of on purpose. But Brian Aminike or something.
I got the pronunciation right here.
That's a joke.
I'm prepared. Amanique is what I'm told. Okay.
Guys.
Michael Gray is a guard transfer from Nicholls State. Brian Amunique, I'm going to practice there before he comes in. He's a sophomore guard transfer from Fresno State. Okay, both those guys have made a good impression. Dre, how about you? Who's jumped out at you?
Really, I'll say everybody. Just coming in, I feel like everybody surprised me and did more than I thought they would, for sure, even though I thought highly of everyone. But if I had to choose 3, you said 2, but actually I got 4. I would say KG, Karon Boyd, Jaret, Valencia, and Dylan.
Okay, yeah, we've got Kenyon Giles here. Say something nice about Kenyon.
Kenyon, definitely a leader, for sure. A shot maker. Definitely make tough shots. Any shot, he can make it. He just controlling the floor. I like how he controls the floor, coming off ball screens, being patient, seeing what the defense is giving him, and just taking any opportunity, any space that he got to knock down shots or even create. Even though I know he's a scoring guard, but he also creates very high.
In the times I've slipped in and watched a little bit of practice, seems like Kenyon's voice is pretty loud. Is he a constant voice in practice? Am I seeing that right?
Yes, for sure. Definitely.
Kenyon, say something nice about Dre.
Man, I could really say a lot. One thing about Dre, I just love his competitiveness. In my last schools, it was competitive. But when I go, the first time I played against Dre, he picked me up full court, and I was like, this is the first time when I said like they say iron sharpens iron. I was like, this is gonna be a year we're gonna make a big jump on both ends, And then guarding Dre is like a blur, fighting over a ball screen. You don't fight over that ball screen, Dre is making the layup. And then he really surprised me as well with his reads, when he gets down there. Guards are high. We have a hard time maybe getting to the rim and then passing out of it. He's a elite passer passing out of it. So, these past couple weeks playing against Dre, I've got way better. I can already see it. I'm getting way better. He brings the best out, because I know if I don't bring it, he's gonna kill. He's gonna kill me that day. So I make sure I gotta bring it.
Okay, Dre, with a good introduction to his new teammate. Okay, the new compliment in basketball seems to be a demon. You're a demon on the court. Is that replacing, I guess it was dog for a long time. Is demon replacing that? And who on this team would you say is a demon or a dog?
I'll say you're looking at both of them.
Okay, it's got the 2-point guards who are demons and dogs. Okay, very good.
Backcourt.
Dre, if you weren't playing basketball, what sport would you play?
Probably be boxing.
Okay, so you boxed as a youngster?
Not really. Just fought a lot growing up, but I'm not now. So.
Okay. Kenyon, how about you? Is there another sport besides basketball?
I'll say baseball. I like baseball. I like the swagger and all that, so I like to play baseball. I would be good probably, but I love to wear chains and all that while I'm playing.
A lot of that, definitely. Dre, let's say your high school says, come on back, we'd like you to talk to our basketball team about the recruiting process, about handling college, academics, athletics, all of that. What advice would you give a youngster?
I would definitely talk about the recruitment the most. My recruitment was very, very slow. I didn't have no offers coming out of high school. I had to bet on myself and walk on at a JUCO where I ended up leaving. So I would just tell them, like, bet on yourself and just keep putting the work in because somebody going to see you eventually with the recruitment process. So you just got to keep working. And then what else did you say?
Yeah, what's your advice to someone who's all right? I want to go to college. I want to play sports in college. What should I know academically? What should I know athletically to get the best out of that experience?
I would say athletically in college, you just got to keep putting the work in. I feel like I've seen a lot of guys who haven't put the work in, like JUCO, and they didn't end up where they thought they could end up. So I would just say just keep working hard, and obviously staying on top of your grades. You can't play without the grades anyway, so. That's what I would go back and tell them.
Kenyon, what's your advice to youngsters?
Same thing low-key Dre said, hard work and belief. In the recruitment process, especially in college, your dream, you might not go to your dream school. You might, you know what I mean? When you get to your dream school, they might not think you're that guy anyway. But, like, hard work, you got to put in that hard work so the belief can come in. Like, it all go hand in hand. And, like, because belief is going to be important because it's going to be a lot of people that doesn't believe you can go that high or, because if you ask me coming into high school, I was going to be a D1 player. I was told I was going to be a D2 player by a couple people. And, now I'm at Wichita State. Never would have thought that. I let other people think that I was a D2 player. I put the work in. I didn't have the belief. Then, I felt like at the collegiate level, I feel like I overachieved because the belief came in. I always worked hard, but the belief came in. And then when you believe in yourself so much, school and everything, that's going to become second nature because you're not going to let nothing else knock you off your belief. So if you feel like, okay, I want to play here, school, all that, you're going to get that done because your belief is so strong. You're not going to let that other things knock you off, like any distractions. So hard work and belief, everything is going to do its part.
Kenyon Giles, Dre Kindell, thank you very much for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello, we've got our second group here introducing Wichita State fans to newcomers on the Shocker basketball team. Karon Boyd is a 6'5" senior forward. He is transferring from East Tennessee State, where he earned Southern Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Honors last season, averaged 8.7 points and 7.2 rebounds. Karon is from Concord, North Carolina, and he's been to Koch Arena before. He scored 16 points, grabbed 5 rebounds last season in ETSU's 96-87 loss to Wichita State here. Jaret Valencia is a 6'9" junior forward. He comes to Wichita State from Monmouth. He is from Columbia. Played for Shocker assistant coach P.J. Kuznard at Legacy School of Sports Sciences in Houston. Jaret averaged 6.7 points and 4.1 rebounds last season as a freshman in 2023-24. He earned spots on the all-rookie and all-defensive teams in the Coastal Athletic Association. Okay, this is the defensive lockdown defenders part of this podcast, I think. Karon, both of you guys come here with reputations as strong defenders. What do you enjoy most about playing defense?
Just being able to stop everybody from scoring. Cause I feel like when you're an offensive player, you got that joy. You want to go down and get a bucket. But, like, me just taking that joy from you, like, not letting you be able to score. I like that a lot.
Taking joy from you. That's something coaches would like to hear. Have you always enjoyed playing defense?
Yeah, it's always enjoyed
been?
playing defense. I wasn't as strong as an offense, so I had to strive at something. So defense was that, and then slowly started to get better in offense, and now I'm trying to perfect that as my game too.
Jaret, do you also enjoy sucking the joy out of the game for offensive players? Or what's your thoughts on playing defense?
I love playing defense. I love when I get a block and I just turn that into offense, and I love the joy of blocking somebody because the person probably thinking that they're gonna score and here goes me. And I'll just block it.
And has this always been what you've loved about basketball?
Yeah, this was my strong side since I was young, so.
Why is that? Most people I want to make baskets. I want the ball in my hand. I want to be dribbling, showing off my moves, dunking. Why do you enjoy defense?
I don't know. My favorite player growing up was Anthony Davis when he was in New Orleans, so that's probably why.
He's quite the defensive player.
Yeah.
Okay. Karon, we're going to make you an NBA coach. What current NBA player do you pick first to start your team?
To start my team, I'm a big LeBron guy. I like LeBron a lot. I grew up watching him, so I got to say LeBron.
Okay.
Build a team around him.
Hard to go wrong with LeBron. Jaret, you're the NBA coach. Who's your first pick?
Anthony Edwards. He's young, so he got a lot of time. But I will probably 5 years ago I would have picked KD, but right now it's Anthony Edwards.
Okay, upside play on Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Jordan or LeBron? Karon?
Got to go LeBron.
Okay, why? What do you like about his game?
I was like everything. He's the reason why I really got into basketball from watching him with Cleveland and to the Heat. He was really a big where I was at, and then it just watching his game, see how he dominates and how his longevity still continues to be a force and a fair in the league.
Jaret, what's your opinion on Jordan versus LeBron debate?
Kobe.
I was going to ask if Kobe does. So Kobe would enter into this.
Yeah, Kobe.
Okay.
When I was growing up, since I grew up in Colombia, they didn't put all the NBA games, so we only had Lakers games. So that was my favorite player growing up when I was a kid.
Okay.
And he do defense and offense. So yeah.
Tell us about basketball in Colombia. Where does it rank among the hierarchy of favorite sports for people in Colombia?
For basketball is probably top 3 in Colombia. Not too many people practice the sport, but the community is strong, so it's getting there.
Soccer number 1?
Soccer number 1. I played soccer when I was a kid.
Okay. Who's the best basketball player from the country of Colombia?
Well, right now me, but back then probably my dad. Yeah,
okay.
My dad.
Very good. Karon, tell us about choosing Wichita State.
Yeah, I'm going to the portal. I had a lot of options to choose, and Wichita State was my first visit, so I came here. I already played in the arena, and I know how the energy felt when the fans came out. Yeah, we played during Christmas break, so normally a lot of students go home. Not too many fans come out, but it was still a great crowd out there. So I liked that already. But when I came here, I just fell in love with the coaching staff. They plan for me in the future and how they're going to develop me. And I just feel like this is the first place I've actually been in where I could see my talent growing even more and the hands-on with coaching-wise and helping me develop my game offensively and defensively. So I really like that aspect of it. So I thought Wichita State was the best fit for me.
Jaret, how about you? Take us through your decision to come to Wichita.
I mean, the decision low-key was very easy for me because, Coach PJ, he was my high school coach. And Jaime Echenique is from Colombia too, so it was a lot of guys that I know that went here. And I also played here last year. The second game after my comeback from my injury, and the atmosphere was just great. It was insane. And I remember I had the 2 free throws to win the game, and I missed it because it was too loud. So I was like, yeah, I like this. And the coaching staff, they just all about developing, and they just show a lot of love. So I was like, yeah, I gotta go there.
So when you say the coaching staff is all about developing, take us inside that a little bit. Do they sit down with you and go over video? How do they get that across?
Yeah, Coach P. Mills, he just went. He just sit me down and told me that he loved watching film, and he told me that I gotta be kind of like KP. I say KP. What's his name? The NBA player, bro. The dreads. He played the Lakers.
Play the Lakers?
Yes. 3-and-D. The 3-and-D guy. Baylor.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Man. Got it right here. TP. Torrance Springs. Torian Prince.
Prince.
Yeah,
Oh,
Prince.
Torian Prince.
Yeah, TP.
Okay, Baylor guy.
So yeah,
Okay.
I had to be like a 3-and-D guy, guard the best player, and knock down the three and just be athletic, be active. So I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I would love to do that.
You will wear number 2, Jaret. Tell us the story with choosing number 2.
The story about number 2, I used to wear number 35 in high school at Legacy with Coach PJ. And I remember it was like 3 straight games that I forgot my uniform. I was wearing 2. And everybody was like, oh, I like how you look in number 2. And then Coach PJ was like, I wear number 2, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to start wearing number 2 because of you. You helped me a lot to get where I am. So that's the story behind it. I wear number 2 because Coach PJ Cousinar.
Okay. Describe playing for PJ Cousinar. What was that like?
He always treated me like family. He helped me a lot. And he always hard on you on the court and off the court. He just treats you like family and he makes sure you're straight.
Karon, what music are you listening to when you're getting prepared for a game?
It honestly varies depending on my mood. I'm a type of guy that's very diverse. I listen to anything, a lot of things. So I like listen to jazz, country, R&B, rap. So depending on the day, like I might play some NBA YoungBoy, or I might switch it up, play Rod Wave. I might go a little Morgan Wallen. So it all depends on the mood. Or sometimes I'll go with like a little Alicia Keys. So.
Okay, quite a variety.
Yes, sir.
Jaret, how about you? What are you listening to?
I mean, yeah, like Karon said, he just varies on my mood. That's why I like Karon. He listen to everything, He don't got like, oh, I don't listen to that. He listen to everything. It's the same with me. If I'm too energetic, I'll probably go with like a Sisa or something like that. If I'm like missing home, I'll probably go like Bad Bunny or Spanish music, It don't matter. I can go Young Boy, Gunna. It don't matter.
Jaret, you mentioned Jaime Echenique. I should go back to that. He played for the Shockers 2 seasons, went on, played briefly in the NBA, and is having a successful professional career. Also from Columbia. Do you know Jaime? Tell me about that. His perhaps being a role model, I guess.
Yeah. I met Jaime when I was very young. I used to practice they used to have me practicing with the pro teams just to like get the rhythm and stuff. And I met him then, and I was like very surprised because he was way taller than everybody else. But we built our connections when I moved to the States, and he always reached out and made sure I was straight. And he always helped me with advices and stuff like that. He always checking in, making sure I'm good.
Excellent. Karon, let's say your high school says, Karon, come on back. We want you to talk to our basketball team, give them advice about getting recruited, give them advice about academics, athletics in college. What are you telling the youngsters?
Growing up, my mom and dad always emphasized academics, so I would definitely say you got to take pride and take care of your academics because basketball not forever. So the ball eventually will stop bouncing, so you got to figure out what's your plan B. And then I would go and say you need to prioritize working out and do the little things like partying and go and hang out with your friends will always be there later on. But this is the time where you really need to focus and develop on yourself and not just be in the gym for 3 hours shooting. Actually do set workouts that's going to actually build and develop your talent. So I would say that, and also live in the moment. I feel like a lot of times as basketball players, we're always looking for the next thing or trying to reach the final goal, which is a championship, but we never celebrate the little moments. So I feel like the biggest thing right now for everybody is celebrate little moments, even if it's like I got 10 points here, or I made the last 2 free throws to win the game. So just celebrating little moments and your little achievements. So I feel like doing that helps you get further in the long run.
Jaret, what's your advice to, say, a high school sophomore who's just getting started in this whole process?
I mean, I would just tell them, because growing up, I make a lot of sacrifices. I moved from home very young, so just bet on yourself. And if you really want it, you're going to make the sacrifices and go get it all. Yeah.
Karon Boyd, Jaret Valencia, thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Hi, this is Rick Muma, president of Wichita State University. Check out the latest episode of the Forward Together podcast. Each episode, I sit down with different guests from Shocker Nation to celebrate the vision and mission of Wichita State University. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Thank you for listening to the Roundhouse podcast, courtesy of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. We encourage you to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can find more Roundhouse content at GoShockers.com.
It's over! It is over! Ladies and gentlemen, say it slowly and savor it. Wichita State is going to the Final Four for the first time in 48 years.
Unbelievable. What a scene, folks. The Shocker fans are just going crazy in the stands.
Just maybe the greatest win in the history of Wichita State basketball.